4 or 5, I was in whatever grade that was, the teacher decided to get 4 or 5 of us in a row, and she gave us a cotton ball. And she decided that we were going to speak for 2 minutes about this cotton ball. So, all the other kids got up there and, this is white, it's fluffy. And there was a really creative kid who said it looked like the tail of a rabbit. Wow, that's fantastic. My turn comes along. And the teacher tells me I've got 2 minutes. Well, I decided to tell her that this is actually something from outer space. And these are going to, reveal that there's aliens in the world. Yes, I watched a lot of sci-fi as a kid. I went on for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Eventually, the teacher said, time out. That was enough. Okay. I didn't know it then, but public speaking in front of an audience was natural for me. What we're going to do is talk about 3 aspects of presenting. We're going to talk about an outline, we're going to talk about movement, and we're going to talk about voices. How we use our voice, what words to use, etc. Because this presentation is more about tips and tricks, this is going to be in my hand. Okay? Time out. Time out. I want you to think right now, what did I do right? What did I do right?
Got me interested.
Yeah, why not you? What did I do right?
What did you do right? In your story about the cotton ball?
The whole thing, the whole intro. What did I do right?
You drew us in with a story.
Right, yeah.
Started with a story.
Yeah. Grab their attention.
Grab their attention. Okay. What else?
Good eye contact.
Yes. Yes. What else?
Yeah, good pauses.
That's what I was pauses.
You weren't very distracted with the movement. You were kind of anchored in the moment. Moved a little bit, then anchored back.
Okay.
You made me trying to follow. I can't see you, but you made me kind of follow you as you were moving. This was kind of, I don't know, it just kind of made me track you a little bit.
Oh, that's neat.
Follow you.
Great. That's something I didn't think of. Thank you. What else? Anything else?
Good use of your hands, the way you were giving out 3 things.
Okay. Okay. So do you, at this point, do you know where we're going in the presentation? Okay, because why? Why do you know, at least where, you don't know the content yet, but why do you know where we're going?
Because you were kind of building us up to something. We didn't know where, but we felt like you were going somewhere.
Right.
And we were willing to follow.
What specifically did I do to lead you in that direction?
I don't know.
Think of what I did with my hands. I told you what the outline would be of the course. Okay. All right. Wipe all of that out of your mind. Okay. Wipe it up. Wipe that. All right. Oh, yeah. I know it's somewhere, I'm so sorry. I know it's right here. What am I going to call it? Goodness.
Do you need us to call an ambulance for you?
What did I do wrong there? Okay. There is a huge difference between what I started with and that example. And you notice that so far I haven't, done anything, like clapping my hands and jumping around. We have to think about who our audience is. Okay? And right now our audience is looking at me to decide what we should think about for our presentation. So So I'm going to keep this very simple because I could hose you down with all sorts of speaking tips and tricks and ideas and things like that, but it wouldn't work because your brain would be overloaded and you wouldn't remember anything. So what I'm going to cover is things that you can take away. Not all of them you will take away, but the things that resonate with you, work with. That's fantastic. The first point is an outline. The simple thing that you can do for yourself is have an introduction, 3 points, 3 sub-points, and a conclusion. It doesn't have to be 3 points, it could be 4. It doesn't have to be 3 subsections, it could be 4, and that can vary. As long as it's not 20 points with 20 subsections with, tangents and things like that, you've got 15 minutes. The more structured you are in those 15 minutes, the more powerful your presentation will be. If you are not structured, what will happen is you will waffle. You'll just talk on, talk on, talk on, talk on, and the brains will go to sleep, and you will be boring. Because these people that are coming to this presentation, I can guarantee you, have sat through boring speeches, boring speeches, boring speeches, boardroom meetings, and conferences and conference calls, and it goes on. And they're in tuned to be bored. That's the trouble with presentations. We're being tuned to be bored because, honestly, public speaking is an art. Okay, and we're not going to learn this art that I've been developing, since I was 6. Overnight. So, what did I say about this? I gave myself permission to use notes. If you have to use notes, use them. I'd much rather you have something in your hand than, have, oh, here we go. Have something like this and how does a customer find you? It seems like a simple question and answer, but really, it can be tricky, That's my outline for tonight, okay? I can't even, honestly, I can't even read half of it. It's 3 points, okay? 3 points. I don't expect you to do that if you decide to use a presentation. Notice how big that screen is, okay? People at the back there will see 70% of it. However, if you put along the bottom here words that you can catch onto, for instance, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a word, irrigation, okay? That might be a point for you, Jean. You might put a little word down here, irrigation, okay? And that's a key word for you. That can sprout a whole bunch of other ideas that connected to it, okay? That can be anchors to a greater conversation in this presentation.